Welcome to the Fishbowl Radio, everybody. My name is Chief here, and thank you for tuning in tonight to the Fishbowl Radio. A couple of things I want to talk about here today are some very interesting topics here that's been kind of buzzing around going on in the sports world. And one of them, I have to say, is congratulations to the LSU Tigers. They have won the college football national championship. They won the playoff. They beat Clemson, and that was a huge win for LSU's program. Do they have staying power? We will see within the coming years. But like today, there was a bunch of news going on about LSU's football program, and we're going to get into that a little bit. So we're going to see how that all plays out as we get more into the show. So let's see here. Okay, back to what I was saying before. LSU beat Clemson by a score of 42-25. At first, it looked like Clemson was they jumped out 10-0 into that game, and then they jumped out 7, and then LSU got 7 points, and then they ended up kind of doing like a back and forth kind of thing, and then LSU ended up going into halftime with a 28-17 lead. By then, LSU was able to capitalize on that game for LSU. For LSU, Joe Burrow was 31 of 49 for 463 yards and 5 touchdown passes. Edwards-Helaire, 16 carries for 110 yards. And Justin Jefferson, 9 catches for 106 yards. Jamar Chase, 9 catches for 9 catches for 221 yards and 2 touchdowns was his receiving total for that game. Now, another topic I want to talk about, I just want to say my congratulations to LSU winning the national championship. But here's a conversation that's came up. I've seen on Twitter, I've seen on Facebook, I've seen it everywhere. Is this LSU football team the greatest of all time? This is the problem whenever you get to... This might be a hot take to some people. And you know what? If y'all got a problem with it, just leave a comment. I'll read the comments. But kind of keep them polite and kind of try to understand where I'm coming from with this. I've said this many times before. It is so hard to compare eras of college football. Like, back in the 1980s, there was no such thing as a spread offense. Today, we have a spread offense. There's different ways, like you had the West Coast offense that came in and did its thing. And here's the thing. A lot of people have said that 2001 Miami Hurricanes is the greatest college football team of all time. I don't like this giving teams the greatest of all time title because it's really hard to compare different eras. Now, I think the only way you can actually say that, this LSU football team is the greatest of all time is to actually look at how well their players will do in the NFL. I think that is because that's the cream of the crop. You're going against the best of the best. Then you can kind of tell how good this team was. LSU's offensive football team had the most points ever scored, and they've always beaten everybody by double digits. I mean, you can kind of make an argument in terms of whatever. Let's see. Let's go through all the games. The closest game LSU had was against Auburn and Alabama. They beat Auburn by 3 points, and they beat Alabama by 5. That was their 2 closest wins. And I guess you could say the best competition they had. I mean, Texas wasn't all that great this year, but they lost LSU 45-38. So, that at this point, you have to wonder, is this really the greatest college football team of all time? I think you would have to give it a couple of years to kind of figure out how well they did and different things like that. You got to give the players at least 3 or 4 years in the NFL whenever they're going against top-tier talent to kind of see, wow, the collective talent of this team is amazing because look how well they've done in the NFL. It's kind of hard to compare and contrast players. Like, look at Tim Tebow. Amazing athlete. 2007 Heisman Trophy winner. won 2 national championships while he was at Florida. When he got to the pros, it wasn't really much of anything at all. So I think here it's kind of hard to justify, like, comparing college football teams is really hard to do between 2 different eras. And I like to welcome to the show Juicy. How's it going, Juicy?
Fishbowl.
Yeah, I'm on the topic of, like, there's a couple of publications about LSU having the greatest college football team of all time. What you think about that?
Well, I could probably, honestly, it's hard to disagree with that, with all the records they set and the points
and the awards they won.
And the awards they won, and I mean, they pretty much torched everybody they played, especially the offenses. Joe Burrows picked everybody apart. There's no defense that was able to ever confuse him or stop him or slow him down or nothing.
I think it's kind of hard for someone to, like, say that this is the greatest college football team of all time, because every era of college football is different. It's almost like the spread offense wasn't even a thing a couple of years ago. Like, we're talking about 2 decades ago.
Well,
a lot of people say that the 2001 Miami Hurricanes is the greatest college football team of all time.
I disagree. I could make a case that they're not.
Would you say NFL success, like, of individual players should play into it in terms of total talent? I think that's the only way you can compare teams from different eras. Like, because you're going against the cream of the crop in your own specific time. Like the NFL itself. You notice quarterbacks are, like, throwing more yardage these days because of all the rules and stuff with terms of, like, quarterbacks.
It's a pass-friendly league.
Yeah. So you think that should have some kind of weight into it?
Yeah. I mean, if you just started from the time of, like, when these pass interference rules and all that came into effect or if you started the era of the West Coast, whenever Jerry Walsh was at the 49ers and started the West Coast offense.
Yeah, I did mention the West Coast offense. So it's kind of hard to, like, I like the idea of coming out with a list of saying this is the greatest college football team of all time, but how would you, like, I don't know how you would evaluate something like that.
Well, to me, you would have to look at who they beat,
I think you have to look at talent.
Offense, total defense.
But that's all subjective too. I'm trying to figure out who's a definitive greatest of all time college football team. I think you have to look at talent. I think you got to look at talent across the board. And if they didn't win a national championship, that team, I feel like a national championship should be, like, included in this conversation. Like, I think that should be, like, talent, and I think talent and championship should be the top 2 you would look at. But I think the only way you can compare talent is them going to the NFL and see how well they do. But then again, that has its own jurisdiction in terms of, like, let's say if Burrow goes to Cincinnati, which is what he's projected to go to, and he just completely flops in the NFL.
I mean, Cincinnati don't really have an offensive line. It's not really quarterback friendly.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of hard to... I think it's just almost impossible to name a team like this is the greatest of all time.
I mean, no doubt LSU's definitely was the better team, was the best team this season.
Yeah, I think, I can agree with that. I say LSU, I mean, obviously, they beat 7 top 10 teams this year when they played.
and it's like everybody. I keep saying like everybody's like, oh well, Clemson had number one defense, and well, they hadn't played Clemson yet. I mean, everybody wants to be like, well, the SEC's kind of run down, but I don't know how true that is because, I mean,
They
Auburn,
won the
beat them by 3. Florida, they only beat by 14 points. Alabama, they only beat by 5. I mean, to me, the SEC is still the powerhouse conference of college football, if you ask me.
the SEC had the best bowl record this whole entire bowl season.
Exactly.
So
and that's why I figured there's no way that Clemson could hold LSU's offense. I mean, the best offense that Clemson played was ranked in the 60s, I believe, in total offense. And LSU shredded their defense for 640 total yards of offense.
And LSU could have scored again toward the end of the game, but they decided to play nice and create this mercy rule.
Exactly.
So, all right.
But, I mean, they did start off pretty sluggish, LSU's offense.
All right. Switching gears now. We're gonna. This is related to what we're talking about. There was a bunch of LSU football players that decided to declare for the draft today.
That's not surprising.
Well, it's something worth mentioning because Justin Jefferson was one of them. I've got a whole list. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick for y'all here.
Brett Delpit, Justin Jefferson, I think Lloyd Cushenberry.
Let's see. All right, here's a tracker they have going on here. Let's see. Justin Jefferson. You said this one. Lloyd Cushenberry.
Yeah,
Grant Delpit. Patrick Queen.
Yeah, Patrick Queen. I forgot about him.
Jacob Phillips. And Sadiq
Charles.
Charles. There you go. And potential NFL draft entrants Jacoby Stevens, K'Levion Chasson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
It's not surprising though because the players not accomplished now.
Yeah, I mean, I would have left too this year because I already won a national title. I mean, why should I stay? I really have nothing else to stay for.
Exactly, you accomplished your goal.
Yeah, so it is what it is at this point. So.
And then Joe Brady's leaving.
Yeah, he's going to Carolina Panthers.
And you know who they they're probably going to promote to his position. I don't know if you heard.
Who were they talking about?
Jorge Munoz or Munoz.
Oh. Yeah.
He was the Raging Cajuns offensive coordinator in 2016.
Yeah.
He worked very close with Joe Brady and Joe Burrow. He worked almost hand in hand with them while he was there. In fact, Joe Burrow thought so much of him that he invited him to go to New York with him for the Heisman ceremony. So that tells you what Joe Burrow had thought of him.
Yeah, I mean, you expect that to kind of happen, though. All them players go to the draft because, you already accomplished your goal. What else you got to prove?
But I still think, though, that without Joe Brady, they should be alright because they're still gonna run the offense, and it's not like Joe Brady's gonna take those plays out the playbook and just. It's not like gonna take the plays out the playbook and throw them away.
Okay. All right, coming up in NCAA basketball now, the Louisiana Raging Cajuns are going to take on UT Arlington for a 3-game homestand this week. So it's going to be an interesting. Both teams here are not really doing so hot this year, to say the least. UT Arlington is 6-12 this year, and the Louisiana Raging Cajun are 7-11 here. ESPN's matchup predictor has UT Arlington winning it. They have a 59.4%, while Louisiana has a 40.6%. So, yeah, all right. Breaking these teams down. Here's the team stats. Points per game for UT Arlington is 70.5. Louisiana Raging Cajuns have a 71.1. Field goal percentage for UT Arlington, 41.4. Louisiana's at 41.1. Rebounds per game, UT Arlington 36.7. Louisiana Raging Cajuns 35.3. Both teams are on the losing end of their streaks. UT Arlington lost their last game. Louisiana's lost their last two. Out of the last five schedule, UT Arlington's lost. They lost to Coastal Carolina last, and they beat App State. And Louisiana lost to Georgia Southern and Georgia State their last two games. All right, Juicy. Based on all the information I gave you, who do you think is going to win this game?
I do think UL's going to end up winning the game. I mean, it's really a toss-up, but I'll have to give LSU the edge, I believe. Just because, I mean, really the game can go either way. It's really hard to say. But
I got Louisiana winning it. I mean that the ESPN's basketball, the BPI is what I call it. I think Jalen Johnson's going to do pretty good in this game. But I mean, Louisiana does have a couple of injuries going on. They are playing. Louisiana is going to be at home in the Cajun Dome, so friendly confines. The Cajuns can try to maybe get back in the rhythm of like getting a win. I think they're tired of losing, so give me the Cajuns to win here. So, all right. Speaking with Louisiana, the Louisiana women's basketball team is going against UT Arlington as well. But the Louisiana Raging Cajuns women program is doing a good bit better than the men's right now at the moment. Let me pull them up so I can get all the information to y'all. Alright. They play tomorrow at 11:30 in the morning. That's kind of early. But they're going to be on the road at UT Arlington. Now, let's see here. I don't know why the thing ain't pulling this up. Let's see. So far in the Sun Belt standings, the Cajuns are second. This is a big game for them because they're second in the Sun Belt. They're right behind Coastal Carolina. The Cajuns are 10-5 this year. Texas Arlington, UTA is 9-7. They're both 3-1 in conference play. So yeah, I wish this thing would give me like stats and stuff, man. It's not doing anything for me. Because I want to get more in detail about it. All right, I got something. I have something. Let's see.
Well, Chief and Fishbowl Nation, I'm gonna have to cut my episode short. I just wanted to pop in and say hi. I got off late from work today.
Oh, that's okay. I got you.
So I was gonna talk about it a little bit, and I was gonna get off the air because I'm gonna have to
go to bed
in a little bit.
I got you. Well, quick shot. Who you got winning
for the women's game?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give the women, the Raging Cajun women, the advantage in that game. I mean, they're doing pretty good. I think it's kind of hard to stop them right now.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think they're going to win as well. All right, Juicy. I guess I'll talk to you later, buddy.
All right, Fishbowl Nation. Y'all take care.
All right, later, man. You have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
All right, I got the women of the Raging Cajuns winning this one. I think they're gonna get the job done today. I mean tomorrow. Whoa, ain't that always fun? But yeah, I think they're gonna get the job done. They have a couple of really good players on their basketball team, and I think they're gonna get the job done. This thing is not. Alright, so I think that we're going to wrap up our episode here a little bit right now. Like I said, they had a cup that we got through all the topics. I just wanted to pick them two games there. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Fishbowl Radio here. We're going to try and do another broadcast, not this week, but next week sometime. Just kind of keep y'all up to date with what's going on the area of Acadiana. Y'all like our Facebook page. It's the Fishbowl Radio on Facebook. They have a Fishbowl Radio Network page. That's not us. We're the Fishbowl Radio. Just say that right there. So you can like us on Twitter at Fishbowl Nation, and you can find us on. We have an Instagram page that we keep posting pictures off of, and I hope you enjoy your Wednesday night. So long, Fishbowl Nation. This is Chief signing off here, and I hope you have a great and wonderful night. Thank you, and have a great night.